The following is a presentation of PH Athletics. Well, it seems the sun beating down is the only good thing about the weather today here in Montvale. It is 40 degrees, there's wind up to 35 miles an hour, and that makes it feel like it's about 23. But still, we are set to play some boys lacrosse today, and our first boys lacrosse game of the season broadcast live to you here on PH Athletics as Dwight-Englewood comes into Montvale to take on the Broncos, who are 0-2 so far this year with losses against Pascack Valley and against Riverdale. Dwight-Englewood 1-0 this year. They went 11-8 last year, and they had a huge 22-3 win to open their season on April the 2nd against Saddle River Day. We'll be back in just a few minutes to get started and get the opening face-off. And welcome back to Montvale. I'm Matthew Merlino. Yesterday, we were set to bring you our first softball game of the season as the Broncos took on Mahwah, or were to take on Mahwah. Unfortunately, we were rained out and all Hills activities were canceled yesterday, so today there are multiple events. Boys golf is taking on Dwight Morrow. Boys tennis, just to our right, is taking on Bergen Tech. Boys lacrosse, obviously here with their league opener against Dwight-Englewood. And girls lacrosse is at Ramsey, a non-league game, but a big one for the girls as they are 2-0. And two track events. Regular track is at Riverdale. That's a league match. And then our new unified track team is also at Ramsey today. They're lining up at the center to get ready to go. And Dwight-Englewood last year, an 11-8 team. They were second in this NJILL Cullen division with a 5-1 league record, headed by Coach Craig LaPierre, while Hills, in their first year under new head coach John Esposito, came third in this Cullen League, a first-round exit in the North Group 1 tournament as the 13 seed there. They were 4-2 in league play last year, and now trying to get their first win of the season against a league opponent. As we said, losses to Pascack Valley 13-2 and a 7-6 loss to Riverdale most recently. We're ready to get started here in Montvale. First face-off of our boys lacrosse season. They've played a couple of games before this. This is our first on the coverage. And it looks like the face-off will be won by Hills. It's Connor Onikian who first picks it up, and he finds C.J. Driver, who I believe is the all-time program leader in goals scored. Last year had 46. This year recorded he has 2, and last year he achieved his 100th career goal. He's been playing since he was a freshman. It's 4 12-minute quarters. And Driver here calming things down as he finds his senior teammate Leron Barak, who has 1 assist so far this year. They're going to work it down to junior Logan Nassau near the goal line, and now it's Sam Kwan, the senior, who works it back to Driver. Driver outside. Give to Kwan. He tried it, but it went wide, and now Kwan will get it back after the scoop. Right in front of the net, and a big save made by Max Goyle, the sophomore Dwight-Englewood goalie. A very small Dwight-Englewood team this is, out of bounds and going to Hills with C.J. Driver in there. And now he works it back to Nassau. They'll go to Kwan here, who's the senior. And they find another senior, that's Mike Weaver. Last year, 17 goals and 7 assists. So far, no recorded stats for him this year, although I believe those stats only recorded in one game. Nice find with Nassau, but another great save made by Goyle, who so far this year has 11 saves in their one game, 3 goals against him. And now Dwight-Englewood trying to work it up. Gabriel Feldman, the senior, still with it now. Feldman takes a long shot. It's going to go wide out, and it looks like it'll stay with the Bulldogs here. Akil Pompidou, one of the 3 seniors on this Dwight-Englewood roster with it. He had 3 goals in their win against Saddle River Day. Nice find with Pompidou. Now he takes it out and scores. A long rip, and it gets through. So we have a 1-0 Dwight-Englewood lead early here in the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Now to face off for Hills, Jake Brew, the junior, going up against Jordan Shapiro, the sophomore from Dwight-Englewood. Brew trying to fight through, but it's picked up by Alex Jakimowski. Rip went into the stick of Singleton, and now he'll work it out to his teammates. That's Connor Onikian, the senior. And he works it back to Singleton, who comes out a little further now, and will fling it up to Leron Barak. This is Quan now after the pass. Heavy senior lineup this year with 13 listed on the roster for Hills. They graduated 7 last year, and they're looking back to the officials because it's been given to Dwight-Englewood here, and now Jakimowski tries to work it up. Down on the goal line, tough catch for Pompidou. And now Jakimowski with it once again. They work it behind the net, and it ends up still with Dwight-Englewood. They're already up 1. Gabriel Feldman, now the senior with 57 goals last year, leader of all of the current players on Dwight-Englewood's roster from last year, who are still on the roster this year. That discounts their 5 seniors that graduated. Long shot ricocheted off the stick of Singleton. Pompidou with it now. Outside, sends it back down to where he was behind the net. And now goes into the stick of Singleton. Another takeaway for the Hills goalie. And now it looks like Driver trying to work things up. Here's Driver, rips a long one, low, wide, it'll stay. And that is Jack Courtney, the junior, who has it right now, number 24. Sends it to Barak. And now they work it back to the freshman, Alex Davis, whose brother Ryan was a huge contributor in the past 2 years and just graduated. This one's going to go out. We'll see who keeps it. Peter Park, it looks like, was closest, and so Hills will have possession. That's Robert Malcolm now, the junior. Hills is down 1-0. Their league opener for both of these teams in the NJILL Cullen. This is Weaver. Working it back over to Quan. Hills has had a lot of pressure on Dwight-Englewood, but haven't gotten on the scoreboard. Let's see if that changes with Quan now. Here's Driver behind the net, nearly out. He's pressured by the sophomore Jake Opper. Driver now, Weaver shoots and scores. We're tied. Level at 1, 6:51 left in the first quarter. And it will be Shapiro versus Brew once again in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Brew. He's going to try and press early. Now goes to Driver. It was too high for the senior to handle, and it goes out of bounds and down to the Bulldogs. That's Opper, the senior, passes it inside. Heavy coverage for Jakimowski, but he gets through. Now has 3 Hills defenders with him. Courtney in there, Driver in there, but they can't take it away. Jakimowski keeps it with him and sends it all the way across. Dwight-Englewood now with the pressure. Yeah, it's Feldman off the pass. Screen set by Jakimowski, but Feldman goes the other way. Now faces some pressure and gives it back to Jakimowski. Dragging down the clock here to 6 minutes left. We're halfway through the first quarter. Ollie Berger, the freshman, with it. He's the only freshman listed for Dwight-Englewood. Passed it down to Berger. He'll give it right back. And now going through two defenders and losing it. Scrum to see who's going to pick it up. Everybody's in front of the net, and now we get a whistle. And it looks like we'll have our first man up potentially. Jack Courtney is in the box for Hills, and so Dwight-Englewood will have a man up for the next 2 minutes. So Dwight-Englewood with Berger now. And they go right down to number 1, Akil Pompidou. Pompidou getting it back at the goal line, trying to look for a wraparound, but won't get it there. A long rip ricochets off of Singleton's stick. It'll stay with Dwight-Englewood. Trying to press here with 5 left in the first. Long rip once again, another one just wide from Feldman. And another Dwight-Englewood chance. They were the closest. When it goes out behind the net, it's based on whoever's closest to the ball when it goes out to retain possession. Pompidou behind the net, spinning. Trying to do something with it, but it looks like he may have lost it. It's in Singleton's crease, and he'll pick it up. Driver outside, nearly lost it, able to get it back after the pressure comes. Now we'll go up the far sideline. So Nikian coming up with the long stick, gave it over to Brew. It'll be Driver squatting to catch that one. We're all even at 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Driver, after Sam Kwan came over, now he looks ready to charge. Driver off the spin. Driver again looking for something. Got it back out to Kwan. Now Kwan looks ready to charge. Takes a hit from Feldman. Now gets through. Kwan shoots. Bounces just in front of the net. Out. And it will stay as Driver got closer. Back underway with 3.5 to go. Driver facing some pokes. That from Jake Opper. Tries to spin off of him. Spins again. Fires. It was just wide in front of the net. And another Hills opportunity. This looks like Logan Nassau with it now, the junior. Nassau looking for a wraparound here. Looking to get it to somebody who can do something. Finds Driver. And now it's Kwan. Brew on the far side of the field. Brew fires it in. Driver's there. Doesn't shoot immediately. Now tries to spin away from Opper. It's Kwan. And he faces pressure from Feldman, but tried to get it down. And that one could not go into the stick of Leron Barak. It will now go down to Dwight-Englewood with 2.5 to go. Jakimowski now crosses midfield. And can't break through, but works it down. Hard hit right in front of the net for Berger. And now it's down. And it looks like we got a whistle. So some changes will be made. Another man up. Looks like Brew may be in the box. See if he takes an knee to signify that. It will be a man-up period for Dwight-Englewood with 1:51 left in the first. That's Micah Kadem, number 23. Long stick, but gets through. Defense from Feldman. They worked it over to Nassau now with 1:30. Nassau goes down to Weaver now, the junior to the senior, with 1:20 left in the first. Hills trying to break the tie. Weaver has one, and he's got another to give Hills a 2-1 lead. It's a 2-1 Bronco lead, 1:14 left in the first quarter. And it looks like we'll get a little break here. We'll take one as well. We're back after the timeout. 1:14 left, a 2-1 Pascack Hills lead. 2 goals from senior Michael Weaver today. At least so far. This league opening matchup for both schools. Dwight-Englewood here in Montvale taking on Pascack Hills. I'm Matthew Merlino. Very happy to be with you. This is our first boys lacrosse game of the season, and we're happy to bring it to you live here on PH Athletics. A little delayed, but still we're able to play. It's Brew in there facing Jordan Shapiro once again on the face-off for the Broncos. Underway as folks charge in. Shapiro able to win it, the sophomore for Dwight-Englewood. And now this is Gabriel Feldman, the senior. Feldman works it over to Max Lasher, the sophomore. And now they work it around on the floor. Nearly picked up by Luca Pinto, the sophomore. And a big stop made. Goes out. And it will stay with Dwight-Englewood here. Jakimowski with it. And he has 45 in the first quarter to do something. Lost it. Who's going to pick it up? Jakimowski there. A trip for Hills. That was Kwan with Onikian coming in as well. And now they work it down in front of the net with under 30. Pompidou. Keel Pompidou works it down. 20 left. Jakimowski outside with 15. They need to work something here quick. This is Feldman now with 9. Feldman shoots. Ricocheted out with 4. Trying to burn down the clock. Pinto flings it up, and the buzzer sounds to send us to the end of the first quarter with a 2-1 Pascack Hills advantage. We welcome you back to Montvale. Start of the second quarter about to commence, and we have a 2-1 score line with Pascack Hills leading Dwight-Englewood. We mentioned what's going on today. We did not mention what happened since we last saw you on Friday. On Saturday, April the 5th, we had 2 losses. Baseball losing, unfortunately, to Pascack Valley here, 12-5 the final there, and boys lacrosse, as we mentioned, losing 7-6 here in Montvale. Jake Brew with the early face-off win. He'll keep it. Shoot and score! A great play off the break from Jake Brew, and he makes it a 3-1 Pascack Hills advantage. As we were saying, boys lacrosse unfortunately taking their second loss of the season against Riverdale, but girls lacrosse was able to pick up their second win of the season at Demarest. Right now they are currently playing at Ramsey, trying to preserve a 2-0 record. The final score again on that Saturday game against Demarest, 16-7, sophomore Kira Hickey scoring 6 goals, and Astrid Veloso, the junior, contributing 8 points, 5 of which on goals and 3 on assists. Hills has it here once again off of an official ruling, and it's Brew once again who now needs to take it outside. Flag flies. Onikian with it here. Brew will get it back off the pass. This is Courtney. Tried to work it down to Nassau. Bounce out of bounds. And we'll see who's kneeling after the flag. It is Jordan Shapiro for Dwight-Englewood. So Hills trying to press their numbers advantage into a 3-goal lead if they can. This is Logan Nassau. I don't believe you can see him. He's in the back right corner. And now we'll take it into frame. Nassau with Weaver. He went to Brew, who went to Onikian, who goes to Courtney now. And Courtney has his pass intercepted. Bringing it upfield early, but knocked away by the sophomore Pinto. And Luca Pinto now takes it up. Work it down to the goal line quickly. Pass tried to get it through to Onikian. He's in front of the net. It ricochets into the crease. And it was picked up by Max Goyle, who was able to work it out to Jake Opper. Singleton out of the crease, comes up, gets hit a little bit by Pompidou, but was able to find Onikian. And that's Brew going down. Nassau rips a low one and scores. Call it 4-1 now. In the second quarter, and we're set to get another face-off. It'll be Brew versus Shapiro. Everybody's falling. Shapiro down, whistle, gives it to Dwight-Englewood. This is Pompidou. Pressure behind the net. He'll pass over to Jakimowski. Jakimowski down to Pompidou on the goal line. Pressure comes in the form of Peter Park. Pompidou trying to get one back. Can't shoot. Flag flying. Knocked down in the middle. And now, after Weaver knocked it down, we get a whistle. And Dwight-Englewood, it looks like, will have a man up once again. We'll see who it is in the box. It looks like it'll be Peter Park for Hills. So now Dwight-Englewood trying to press their man advantage. They are down by 3, trying to get one back here. Lasher involved there, taken away by Hills. Singleton with the grab, and now flings it over. That looks like Driver. It isn't, it's Robert Malcolm. Malcolm now works it to his fellow junior Nassau, and we get another whistle. Offside violation looks like. Another Dwight-Englewood possession starting now. Jakimowski. Drop from Pompidou. Could have been a big chance, but it's now worked out by Pinto, who avoids a man, and now Luca Pinto able to find his way across midfield. Another flag down. And this is Driver taking it on the goal line. Nassau cutting, but the ball staying with Driver. CJ Driver passes down. Quan shoots. Ricocheted wide. Not picked up just yet, but Hills does have it. Courtney got it to Brew. Now Brew takes it back, trying to wind down the penalty. It's Weaver behind the net, who has 2. Worked it out to Driver. Able to pick it up just in bounds. Now calls for some motion. Quan got it back down to Brew. Brew sends it down. Nassau there. He's got one on the floor. Picked up by Dwight. They lose it once again. Lennox Massery in there, the sophomore. And the officials will say, I believe they're going to enforce a flag here. They will will be a man advantage for Hills. We'll see how they can use it. Up 4-1 already, 7:21 until the half. Looks like Liron Barak was ready to pick it up, but instead is subbed off for Sam Kwan. And it's Kwan who worked it over to Malcolm. No, sorry, that's Brew. And now they work it down to Christian Gezuele. Nice pass out to Driver. Worked back over to Brew. Brew finds Nassau. Goes down to Driver. Now a spin and a shot score for Mike Weaver. He's got a hat trick and Hills has a 5-1 lead. So Weaver has 3, Brew has 1, and Nassau has 1. To break down the Hills scoring here with just under 7 left in the second quarter. Another face-off with the Broncos up 5-1. Tough pickup, can't get it, Brew. And now it is Jakimowski. Another flag. Jakimowski sends it down. Just bounced in front of the net off the stick of Singleton. The shot from Ollie Berger, staying with Dwight-Englewood, didn't even go out. Feldman with some movement around him. Flag still down, has not been enforced yet. Feldman. Worked it over to Jakimowski. Tough catch picked up by Pinto, and now it will be a man advantage for Dwight-Englewood. We'll see who's sitting for the next 2 minutes in the Hills penalty area. Looks like it may be Brew, could be Onikian as well. And it looks like it may be the senior, Connor Onikian. Dwight-Englewood now down 4, 6 minutes just over until halftime, trying to get one back. They were up 1-0 at the start of this game. How quickly that's changed. Shot ricocheted wide from Feldman. He'll get it back, tries for chance number 2, out of bounds once again, and it will stay with Dwight-Englewood. Pompidou takes it back in. Passed over to Jakimowski, couldn't handle it. Scrum on the floor for it. Kidem in there, along with about 7 others from both teams. Still not secured. Now looks like Dwight has it, but Kedem nearly able to take it away. Shot, save, it looks like from Singleton. No, it's on the floor. And he did not score. It will be Hills' ball. Singleton with a big stop as Onikian comes out of the penalty box. 5 minutes left, still 5-1, and Hills trying to get another. Onikian behind the net. Sends it down. Brew with the shot, but it is saved by Goyle. We do have a whistle here. And the flag down. Looks like Brew will replace the stick. And it looks like Ollie Berger of Dwight-Englewood will take a knee in the penalty box. So a man up for Hills now. Seems like we haven't had an even strength period for quite a while in this game. Driver now outside. Fakes the shot, now finds Brew with 4.5. Nassau out wide, finds driver, rip, out. Staying with Hills. Weaver will pick it up and take it in. Driver with the scoop, rips one, another wide shot, out. And now it'll be Hills' ball once again with 4:16 left. It's Michael Weaver. This time finding Onikian, who takes an overhand shot, bounced off the goalie. Weaver sends it back out, and this one goes just a bit far. Knocked back in by Pinto, but the officials will give it to Dwight-Englewood. Shot and a score for Feldman as they work it down on a transition offense. So now we have a 5-2 game with just under 4 until the halftime break. And I believe that is Feldman's second. He had 57 last year, 4 in the win against Saddle River Day. Face-off, nearly won by Brew. Still nobody able to pick it up. Onikian's in there. Brew, it's a 2-on-3 in favor of Dwight-Englewood. Brew goes down, and a whistle now gives it to Hills. Onikian out to Weaver. Weaver inside, triple covered it looks like, on the floor now. Can't get it back up. And that was Gezuele making the play with Kwan off the pass. And now it's Weaver who works it over to Driver. Chance for a turnaround. Nassau looking for his second. Takes it out, sends it down to Weaver, but he lost it and it's picked up by Dwight. 3 minutes left. We're trying to get another one off of a transitioning Hills defense here, but Dwight-Englewood will have to slow things down. Feldman outside, who has both so far for the Bulldogs. Feldman makes the move. Trying to break the defense of Jake Brew. Now more players come over. Onikian, chief among them. Pass down, nearly not secured by Pompidou. Park comes over, brings the pressure. Hand up from the official. Whistle. And it looks like that means it will stay with Dwight-Englewood. Jakimowski has it now. He had 7 in the 22-3 Saddle River Day win for Dwight-Englewood. Long rip, not on target from Feldman. It went just wide, out of bounds with 1:50 until halftime. This is Pompidou behind the net, the senior. Works it outside to Berger. On the floor, picked up by Feldman. 1:40 left. They'd like to get within 2 before the halftime break. We'll see if they can. They're down 5-2 right now. But Dwight-Englewood does have the pressure. 1:20 left in the second quarter. Pompidou, high pass. Feldman couldn't get it, and it will be Gesuele coming over. He goes to the pole. That's Onikian. Gets it back with a chance. Gesuele fires. And he got it. It was a little bit of waiting, but it looks like Christian Gesuele has scored for Hills. And so we have a 6-2 Bronco lead. With 57 seconds to go in the second. And that is Gesuele's first of the season. It looks like he had 4 in 2024 as a freshman. Scrum again in the center. Help comes over. Whistle will be help most of all for Dwight-Englewood. 50 seconds left. Down 4 right now. Long shot. Bouncing off the stick of Singleton. That one from Feldman. Still dangerous, but Singleton able to pick it up. Goes down to Driver, running down the field. Has 35 to try and make it a 5-goal lead. It's Onikian over there. He shoots on the floor. Ricocheted out with 27. And now it looks like Goyle has it. Onikian sending it down. Tumble for Nassau. Ball still in play with 7. And flung up field. Last chance, Feldman. Shot, score at the buzzer from Pompidou. And they will count it. So some fireworks in the final minutes of the first half. Our halftime score 6-3 for Pascack Hills. We're back in about 10 minutes here in Montvale. We're back, ready to begin the third quarter here in Montvale. Some fireworks at the end of the first half leave us with a 6-3 Pascack Hills lead and 24 minutes of regulation to go. I'm Matthew Merlino. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. We were supposed to have some softball for you yesterday. Unfortunately, that got rained out. Tomorrow, if all goes to plan, we'll have baseball's league opener at home as they take on Riverdale, but all of that is in the air when it comes to the weather. Jake Brew with it takes a long shot. It's saved by Max Goyle, and Goyle will try and fling it up, and he's able to find his man. So Dwight-Englewood with a 1-0 record after a 22-3 win on April the 2nd against Saddle River Day. Hills 0-2, still looking for their first win after losses to Pascack Valley and Riverdale. But both of those losses not in league play. This one for both teams is their league opener. Here's Luca Pinto taking it up the field quickly. Mike Weaver goes down. Tried to get it to Logan Nassau. That would have been the finisher. Christian Gezuele on the pass, it looks like, number 16, the sophomore, but it went out, and now it will be Dwight-Englewood ball. Great chance for Hills to make it a 4-goal lead once again, but it will end up squandered. And here's Alex Jakimowski with it, number 10 for Dwight-Englewood. Akil Pompaduo has it as well. Tough pass to catch. They are able to keep it in the front. And here's Jakimowski once again. Had 7 in the win against Saddle River Day. Feldman nearly out of bounds, but he's aware. Tries to drive. And a whistle. And it looks like Hills may get it back. They do. Driver takes it up. Nassau going to rip a long one, trying to make up for it. It's knocked down, but not saved. Flicked away. That is Kwan coming over, and Sam Kwan has it. Lost it on the floor. Able to get it back up. Still, it's loose. And now looks like in the crease, maybe not. Flung out, and we'll see who the officials give it to. It's going to be Hill's ball. Weaver got it to Liron Barak. And now Driver working it out to Kwan, 3 seniors in that formation. Kwan with a nice spin move. He wants one of his own. Loses it on the drive. Barak is there to pick it up. Barak trying to send it out, deflected down. That one play made by Feldman. And here's Barak once again spinning. Goes to Driver. Driver rips one in. CJ Driver with his first of the game. 7-3 now the scoreline. And on the scoring breakdown, it's Weaver with the hat trick, Brew with 1, Gezuele with 1, Nassau with 1, and now Driver with 1. Not in that order. Brew lost track of it. Now it'll be Jakimowski for Dwight-Englewood. It's Jakimowski still with it. Pass down, and a nice play there. Ended up with Max Lasher, who had all he had to do was just turn and shoot. And it went in So now the lead back down to 3. It's 7-4. Did they call that one off? I'm not sure. Looks like they did call it off. Nassau on the other end, right in front of the net, but lost it. And taken away by Goyle. Goyle sends it up, picked off. Onicki in there, and he's able to score, and this time it will count. So we have a 5-goal lead. And that is Onickian's first of the game as well. Scrum inside, looks like Barak's got it. Lost it. Brew is there trying to pick it up. 2-on-3 as Onickian comes over, and now it'll be Connor picking it up. Onickian works it down to Driver. He'll have to spin it outside. Weaver cutting. Driver spins, passes out. Tough catch for Brew. Takes a long rip. Wide out. See who's closest. Looks like Hills was, so Nassau there, and he'll take it out. 7 minutes left still in the third quarter. Nassau turn, shoots. Not in, saved by Goyle. Intercepted, open net for Gezuele, and he's able to score after Goyle tried to work it up, but could not find anybody. So it is 9-3. And it looks like a false start here from Brew. Dwight-Englewood ball. Jakimowski facing some tough hits from Onickian, but able to get through. Worked it behind the net to Akil Pompidou. Pompidou trying, but unable to find a path to score. Right in front of the net, Lasher. He can't get it. And nearly out, but picked up by Kedem. And now Singleton able to work it up to Onickian. 4-on-3 for a moment. They work it down. Shot just bounced in front, out, and staying because Driver was closest. And the shot missed from Gezuele. This is Driver, who has won today. Driver gets through, tries to rip one. It goes wide. Closest there looks like the freshman Alex Davis. And that is what the officials rule. Davis goes back to Barak. Now Driver. Driver rips one in. Second of the game for C.J. Driver, and that one a long one. Nearly 20 yards out. And we have a 10-3 Hills lead. Oh, Brew falling with Jakimowski on him. 2 flags are going to fly. And Brew sends it down. Nice pass and a score for Gesuele again to make it 11-3. A big third quarter for the Broncos. Gesuele with his second of the game to make it 11-3. It's Nassau with 1, Driver with 2, Onikian with 1, Brew with 1, Gesuele now with 2, and Mike Weaver with the early hat trick. 4:55 left in the third quarter. Let's let you know what's going on tomorrow in Hills Sports and the rest of this week for boys lacrosse. Boys golf has a tournament at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Baseball will have coverage as long as the weather cooperates with their league opener against Riverdale here at home. That's set to go at 4:15. Will be tape delayed. Hopefully the video up around 7 or 7:30. Driver trying to drive, got it here, and another low shot makes it a 9-point game, and Driver has a hat trick as well. Should say a 9-goal game. (12-13). As we were saying, softball, as baseball is home against Riverdale, softball is at Riverdale in another league game for them, and boys tennis travels to Ramsey in a league game. As for boys lacrosse, they'll play Thursday next at Park Ridge, and they'll play Saturday at Mount Olive. We apologize, but unfortunately I've got somewhere to be for the next week and a half, so no streams over spring break. We'll be back on April the 21st after tomorrow. We'll take a break here with 4:44 left in the third and a 9-goal Hills advantage. Dwight-Englewood just coming out of their timeout with head coach Craig LaPierre leading them. They won the matchup between these two schools last year, but before that it was a 3-game Hills winning streak against the Bulldogs. And it looks like they're going to get back in the win column against Dwight-Englewood this year. The overall record, though, in the series, our data spanning back to the 2011 season, 7-4 in favor of Dwight-Englewood. The Last Hills win a 17-9 victory over the Bulldogs back in 2023, the year that Hills was able to win a league title. Wind picking up outside. It's cold out there. Sun is beating down, however. Driver facing some pressure. Fakes the pass, able to get through. Driver with 3, has 4. And a 10-goal Hills lead. (13-3) with 4 exactly left in the third. Flung back to Onikian. And he tried to work it down, but Feldman with a great play to pick it off. Now Gabriel Feldman taking it up the field. It's Jakimowski shooting wide out, and Pompidou over there. Pompidou sent it down. Long shot for Dwight, out of bounds, and it looks like Singleton will chase after it himself. But he'll leave it for Barak now with 3:20. We are still in the third quarter. But it should go by quicker now. I believe the Mercy is in effect with a 10-goal lead. Picked up here by Alex Davis, the freshman. Sending it down into Nassau. Turn. Save from Goyle. And it stays with Max Goyle, who's facing pressure from Mike Weaver. Pass on the floor picked up by Driver. And a tough catch for Jakimowski now as he tries to make his way up the field. Peter Park in there on the coverage. Ooh, hard fall. Looks like Davis and Jakimowski in there. And we'll see what happens. Looks like it will stay with Dwight-Englewood. Tried to cross it, went out. Pompidou will have it for the Bulldogs with 2:11 left in the third. And 12 still to go in the fourth. Jakimowski outside with the screen from Feldman. Takes a long shot. Singleton in there, ricocheted out. And it will be Hill's ball with Onikian outside. Driver off the pass from Pinto, worked it down to Weaver, who gets it through for his fourth. And now another face-off with 1:41 left. Jake Brew with the pickup. Will he go for another quick goal? He will. And let's make it 15-3 now. And that being Brew's second. And the second in that fashion, right off the face-off, going in. Dwight-Englewood ball after a whistle. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Feldman tried to send it down. And it's picked up. Onikian trying to press. He's looking for number 2. Now passes to Nassau. Pass deflected. Weaver has it now and goes back to Onikian, who loses it and gets it right back. Onikian with a nice spin move. Tough to do with that long stick. Now Weaver with a long shot. Wide. Goes out and down to Dwight-Englewood. With 10 on the clock in the third. Looks like it'll run out. And with 2, they'll send it all the way. But the buzzer sounds, and we end the third quarter with a 15-3 Pascack Hills advantage. Back in a minute to begin the final period. So our score with 12 minutes still to go in the fourth. We'll have a running clock for the final 12 minutes, it seems. 15-3, Pascack Hills on their way to their first win of this 2025 season with a 12-goal advantage over league opponents. Dwight-Englewood came second in this NJILL Cullen division last year with a 5-1 record. If this is their only league loss, they'll be pretty happy about it. But It seems that after graduating 5 seniors, the Dwight-Englewood team not on the same level as they were last year when they were able to defeat the Broncos. So either it is a case of Hills getting a lot better or Dwight-Englewood getting, unfortunately, we don't want to say it, but seemingly right now a little bit worse. And Hills does have the chance to pile it on. I don't think they're looking to do that. I think they're trying to get in some of the younger guys, try to get them a little more experience at the varsity level, if some experience at all. We'll see if they do. Leron Barak had it there. The senior worked it to the sophomore Christian Gezuele. Now the freshman Alex Davis. Kind of proving my point. Looks like a number 9 it is, so that is the junior Robert Malcolm. And he works it back to Davis, who now goes all the way over to Gezuele. Gezuele again with a move, trying to break the defense of Lennox Masry. Davis with it once again. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of passing. Barak tried to send it in. Ball came out, it looks like, and a whistle. With Gezuele in there trying to break it and get possession back, but seems goal not accomplished here. We get some changes. Driver back on, Brew back on. Gezuele coming off for Onikian, it looks like. Sun right now in exactly the place it is worst, shining right in my eyes and right into our camera, which is why you see that rainbow effect. It is a 15-3 Hills lead. A huge win for the Bronco program. They're on their way to try and get some momentum back after tough losses to Valley and Riverdale. And another goal for Hills here. I'm not even sure who scored that, but it did go in. Another punishment. 16-3. 8:45 left. It is a running clock. We have 8:20 and counting to go as we get another face-off here. And we have, it looks like number 23, that being Micah Kadem, in for the face-off. It's won by Dwight-Englewood. Rip and a score for Ollie Berger, who has his first of the game and makes it a 16-4 scoreline with under 8 left. This quarter should be quick after a third that dragged on for long and long and long. But now with the running clock, we should be all good to get out of here within the next 10 minutes. Looks like Kidem able to pick it up for a moment, but it was taken back by Dwight. Tough pass. Pompidou too high for him and can't keep it in bounds. And so This looks like G.P. Segreto with it, a senior who worked it to now the backup goalie, Vasil Adams, the junior, usually the JV goalie, who's come in for Singleton with this big advantage. Hill's ball here, I believe. Jacob Cooperman, a junior. Takes a spill, whistle. Looks like a penalty on Dwight. With 6 minutes left. And this is Malcolm. Cooperman again. Now G.P. Segreto losing it on the ground, able to get it right back up. Davis couldn't keep it with him. Rolled on the floor, and it will be Cooperman getting it back. Cooperman gives it away. And now Pompidou sends it down. Another shot, this one blocked from Berger. With 5:15 left, everybody's in front of the net trying to pick it up. Who's going to get it? Hills will. And it is the freshman Alex Davis. Keeps it in. Keeps it alive. Segreto is there. He can't get it. Not yet, at least, until help comes in the form of another senior, Zach Kramer, and now Segreto able to get it up. Malcolm with a nice spin move. Loses it. Looks like picked up by Jake Opper with 4.5. This one went out, and it looks like Luca Pinto will have it with 4 minutes left. Adams, he's going to go out to Luca Pinto. And we have another whistle as Pinto was trying to go across the field. Given to Dwight-Englewood, 3:30 left. Pompidou rips one and scores. So it is 16-5. And the clock continues to run with 3 minutes and counting. And it looks like Kadem will be in the face-off circle with Jordan Shapiro. We have a stoppage. And they're going to work some things out with the officials. And they're going to put 3:15 back on the clock. On the break, kicked out and picked up by Dwight. Feldman loses it. Scrum on the floor. Here's Berger. Flag flying. Ollie Berger trying to go through. Hard hits for the freshman. Pompidou. And he sent it over. 2:40 left in the fourth. And in the game, knocked down. Pinto with the pickup. Whistle's going to give it back to the Bulldogs with 2.5. And we'll see who's sitting for Hills with the flag. Looks like it will be Micah Kadem. And it's Feldman. Has it back. Sends it down. Nice shot from Pompidou to score. And it's 16-6 with 2:13 left. Always some clock issues. 2:13 left. On the break, ricochets out and over to Feldman. With 2 minutes left, Gabriel Feldman trying to drive through. Tough pass. Berger couldn't catch it. Out of bounds. Down to Hills with 1:50. Adams flings it far, but it's intercepted. Berger sent it down. Pompidou couldn't get anything. Berger had it for a moment. Now it ricochets onto the ground once again. Tough check. Fatovich able to get it up. Stepped out of bounds, it looks like. 1:30 on the clock. Back underway. That was Berger on the pass. 16-6 is the score. Big stop to the delight of the Hills bench. And they'll give it to Adams with a minute left. It's Pinto. He sent it up to Cooperman. That's Jack Courtney. Sends it back. Nice pass to Davis. But the save made. Courtney has it with 40. And that'll go out. Segredo unable to make the catch. And now with 31, it's about time. Unless a late goal, our final will be 16-6. There's still 20 left, so don't rule it out. Long shot. Big save from Vasil Adams off the shot from Ollie Berger. Now Adams facing some trouble from behind with 10. Fired it up. And now The clock will run out. Pascack Hills Boys Lacrosse has their first win of 2025. Final score 16-6 over Dwight-Englewood. They go to 1-2 overall, and they get a win in their league opener. We're back tomorrow, weather permitting, with baseball against Riverdale. Tape delayed, should be up around 7 or 8. Till then, this is Matthew Merlino in Montvale. Good night. Thank you for watching this presentation of PH Athletics. For more information, head to hills.pascack.org/athletics.